my friends, and let's start with some good news. Yesterday evening, the Ukrainian forces launched another attack on Crimea. There are reports of explosions in the Sevastopol area and near Yevpatoria. But at the time of recording, there are no details available. But preliminary information suggests that secondary detonations occurred in the Sevastopol area, so indicating possible ammunition depot hits. There were also reports of fires near the airport, and Telegram channels are reporting that the strikes were to ships.
Shocked. The defense forces of Ukraine successfully hit the large amphibious ships Yamal and Azov, the communications center, as well as several infrastructure facilities of the Russian Federation in the temporarily occupied Sevastopol.
Russian military correspondents describe the situation as follows.
Air defense repels a massive attack on Sevastopol. The city appears to have been attacked by Storm Shadow missiles. The governor of Sevastopol reported the destruction of more than 10 missiles. There was information about another victim. The woman had a shrapnel wound in the arm. Shrapnel damaged the facades of buildings. Fragments of the rocket lie on the roadway.
Meanwhile, Putin finally addressed the Russians regarding the terrorist attack at the Crocus City Hall. He didn't forget to mention Ukraine, but didn't directly blame it.
В Москве и Подмосковье во всех регионах страны введены дополнительные меры антитеррористического и противодиверсионного характера. Главное сейчас не дать тем, кто стоит за этой кровавой бойней, совершить новые преступления. Что касается расследования этого преступления и результатов оперативно-розыскных действий, то в настоящее время можно сказать следующее. Все четверо непосредственных исполнителей теракта, все те, кто стрелял, убивал людей, найдены и задержаны. Они пытались скрыться и двигались в сторону Украины, где по предварительным данным для них с украинской стороны было подготовлено окно для перехода государственной границы.
Now, let's turn to the situation on the front line, starting with the Kupiansk direction. Here, the occupiers once again failed to achieve success. So the Ukrainian forces are holding their defense well, and as of today, there have been no new attacks by the Russians. Air strikes are being conducted in the area of the village of Kislivka, and shelling of other settlements is ongoing. However, the front line remains unchanged. In the direction of Svatove, the occupiers conducted 2 attacks near Berestove, but they didn't achieve any success, and today there is only minimal shelling. In the Crimea area, after yesterday's lull, attacks on Terny and Yampolivka have resumed. Additionally, intensified shelling is taking place along the entire front line, but as before, the Ukrainian forces repel all attacks and the front line remains unchanged over the day. In the Siversk direction, fighting continues around Bilohorivka, and attacks have resumed in the area of the villages of Vesela and Rozdolivka. Enemy aircraft are also active here, relentlessly shelling Ukrainian positions, but despite this, the front line remains unchanged over the day. In the Bakhmut direction, the Russians conducted 11 attacks in the areas of Klishchiivka, Bogdanivka, and Ivanivsk. Despite claims by the Russian Minister of Defense yesterday that Ivanivsk was under their control, the General Staff now reports ongoing battles there. So this is not the first village in recent weeks that the Russians have allegedly captured, but there is no evidence to confirm these claims. So it seems they are eager for victories and are attempting to fabricate them. In reality, the front line remains unchanged over the day, and shelling continues in large quantities. In the Avdiivka direction, the occupiers launched 9 attacks, attempting to storm Berdichi and Tonenke as before, with the situation near Orlivka unchanged. So they also failed to break through to Semenivka, and the front line remains unchanged over the day, with the Ukrainian armed forces repelling all attacks. Further south, battles are ongoing in the area of Pervomaisk, but all Russian attacks there have been unsuccessful, and the front line has remained unchanged for some time. In the Marinka direction, the occupiers conducted 27 attacks, which is a very high figure. So the main battles concentrated in the areas of Krasnohorivka, Georgiivka, Novomikhailivka, and even Konstantinivka. So the occupiers are attempting to advance further through the fields near Novomikhailivka to gain control over as much territory as possible. So if they succeed in breaking through here, it's evident that they are trying to take a significant portion of the front line from Vuhledar to Marinka, pushing our forces as far away from Volnovakha as possible. So it seems that everything on this front is being done precisely for this purpose. But for now, the front line remains unchanged over the day, and we await the outcome of the new battles. In the Vuhledar area, Russian attacks on the village of Vadyane were unsuccessful, and there are no reports of new offensive actions today. However, battles are ongoing near Urozhaine. So here, the occupiers continue to try to regain lost territory, but all their efforts have been in vain. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, so the occupiers conducted 3 attacks on Robotine. They also carried out air strikes, but they haven't achieved any success along the front line, and all attacks have been successfully repelled. In the Kherson direction, the occupiers attempted once again to push the Ukrainian forces out of their stronghold on the left bank in Krinky. However, the attack was unsuccessful, and the Ukrainian forces defeated the advancing enemy group. Meanwhile, shelling on the right bank continues unabated, and the situation remains challenging. And the Russians describe the latest assaults as follows.
According to the situation on the evening of March 23, 24 in the area of responsibility of GV Dnipro, in the Kherson direction. Today, in the area of the village of Krinky, our groups of the 328th Airborne Assault Regiment of the 104th Airborne Assault Regiment attacked the enemy twice. Rather, these can be described as disturbing actions. Well, so that the opponent does not relax.
Overall, they decided to trouble the Ukrainian forces, and the circus continues. Meanwhile, British intelligence has noted Ukraine's significant achievement in strikes on oil refineries within Russian territory.
On March 17, 2024, a Ukrainian intelligence official reportedly stated that Ukraine had successfully struck 12 Russian oil refineries with uncrewed aerial vehicles, UAVs. On 15 to 16 March, the Ukrainian media reported that 3 large refineries in the Samara Oblast in southern Russia were also attacked. Some of the furthest facilities attacked are approximately 900 kilometers from Ukraine, underscoring the reach of the Ukrainian UAV attacks. These strikes are imposing a financial cost on Russia, impacting the domestic fuel market. Recent strikes against refineries have likely disrupted at least 10% of Russia's refinery capacity. Depending on the extent of the damage, major repairs could take considerable time and expense. Sanctions are highly likely increasing the time and cost of sourcing replacement equipment. According to a Russian Energy Ministry official, there are plans to deploy Panzer air defense systems to protect the refineries. However, given the size and scale of Russia's energy industry, it is unlikely that Russia will be able to protect all the vulnerable facilities.
So if the strikes continue, it could seriously impact the Russian economy. And that's all from me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.